During a challenging holiday season, Kelly Clarkson concentrated on being completely present for her children, according to a January 2, 2025, People article. Clarkson, who will return to The Voice in February, was heartbroken for River, 11, and Remington, 9, as they experienced their first Christmas without their father, Brandon Blackstock, according to an insider who spoke to the site. Before filing for divorce in 2020, Blackstock was wedded to Clarkson, the first ever American Idol champion, for over 7 years. In August 2025, at the age of 48, he passed away from melanoma. The insider told People that Clarkson is a great mom who has prioritized being present for her kids, and that Kelly is obviously heartbroken for them. The insider went on to say, "Losing their dad is really painful and confusing. However, she is also incredibly grounded. She is not a person who breaks easily. She takes a practical approach to life and makes every effort to provide her children with a stable and caring environment. I just sit there and I'm like, I get it," Clarkson said in 2023 when speaking to People about how their children still hoped their parents were still together. "I also come from a divorced household. I understand. That is awful, but we'll figure it out. And we both adore you very much." Even though Blackstock and Clarkson had a difficult divorce, things changed after he received a cancer diagnosis in 2022, which the family kept a secret until his passing. Unaware that Clarkson was taking care of her family as Blackstock's condition deteriorated, fans questioned her absences from her talk show in 2025. She abruptly canceled her Las Vegas residency in early August, on August 7, the day before he passed away. Clarkson has prioritized her time over the holidays, demonstrating her commitment to her children. She shared a picture of her family ice skating at 30 Rock over Thanksgiving weekend. However, unlike the previous 2 years, she did not host the Rockefeller Christmas special a few days later. Blackstock's former stepmother and fellow The Voice coach Reba McEntire, a country singer, took over as the main attraction for the NBC special. Although her appearance was pre-recorded, Clarkson did manage to pull off a lavish holiday performance that was broadcast on Netflix during the NFL games on Christmas Day. According to Entertainment Weekly, The Kelly Clarkson Show took a holiday break on December 22 and will resume on January 12. Ticket manager One Iota reports that Clarkson would return to her New York studio a week early and record 2 shows on January 6, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The holiday season is characterized by warm hues for a large portion of the world, including sparkling lights, upbeat music, and thoughtfully wrapped presents. However, Kelly Clarkson apparently felt a much greater emotional burden during this past holiday season. The Grammy-winning artist's top priority, despite the joyous festivities and public smiles, was supporting her kids through what some have called an incredibly painful loss. Although Clarkson has always been open about the difficulties of juggling celebrity, parenthood, and personal recovery, this chapter developed in private and out of the public eye. Additionally, it showed a side of the diva that her supporters are quite familiar with. One that is characterized more by her passionate, unyielding dedication to her children than by her chart-topping tunes. A different look for the holiday season. Kelly Clarkson reportedly purposefully reduced her typical holiday obligations, according to those close to the singer. She opted for a slower, more personal approach, one focused on emotional support, presence, and stability, instead of lavish celebrations or very visible family events. The holidays were a time of intense emotional change for her kids. Even the happiest customs can be altered by loss, particularly when it occurs early in life. According to reports, Clarkson realized that trying to be cheerful wasn't the solution. Her children needed comprehension, not diversion. According to friends, she concentrated on establishing a secure emotional space where emotions were accepted rather than ignored. Yes, there were times of amusement, but there were also private discussions, tears shed together, and an unhurried environment for grieving. Prioritizing motherhood over all else. Those who have followed Clarkson's journey are aware of the significant changes motherhood brought about in her. She has frequently discussed how having a child changed her goals and redefined success in terms other than accolades or ratings. That fact was emphasized this holiday season. According to sources, Clarkson prioritizes her children's emotional health over her career. No one answered the phone. They graciously declined invitations. Her children could not wait while the rest of the world could. Clarkson allegedly assisted her kids in processing their pain in ways that were suitable for their age rather than protecting them from it. She paid attention. She gave assurance. She reminded them that loss does not equate to weakness, and that sadness does not negate love. Educating young hearts on loss, helping a child realize grief, is one of the hardest things a parent can do. Even adults find it difficult to explain, let alone young children who are still learning how to label their feelings. Those close to Clarkson said she handled the matter with compassion and honesty. She steered clear of ambiguous explanations in favor of consolation, clarity, and assurance. Making sure her children didn't feel alone in their grief was more important than trying to make it go away. Anchors were created from simple routines. Instead of being abandoned, well-known holiday customs were modified to respect emotions rather than act as though they didn't exist. By doing this, Clarkson taught her kids that happiness and sadness can coexist in life. Strength in silence behind closed doors. Clarkson is well known in the public eye for her strong voice and raw humor. She was allegedly working from a place of calm strength during the holidays. No dramatic remarks or confessions on social media were made. She opted for seclusion instead, letting her family heal without criticism or conjecture. That self-control is effective for a public figure. According to many who know her, this was protection rather than avoidance. For a long time, Clarkson has felt that her kids should live lives free from headlines. That belief informed every decision she made this season. Why grief may be increased during the holidays. Holidays are known to heighten emotions, according to psychologists. Traditions serve as a reminder of the past, and when the world demands on celebration, our absences become more noticeable. This contrast might be particularly perplexing for kids. It is said that Clarkson identified this phenomenon early on. Instead of pressuring her children to put on joyous celebrations, she allowed them to be happy or sad at the same time. Experts claim that this emotional flexibility can be quite therapeutic. It teaches kids that grieving is a process that should be shared rather than hurried through or avoided. Resilience lessons. According to family members, Clarkson used the season to gently teach resilience, despite the fact that the loss was terrible. Not the kind that is based on being strong at all costs, but rather one that permits hope and vulnerability to coexist. She told her kids that love endures despite grief. It transforms. It turns into connection, thankfulness, and recollection. Additionally, such lessons were reinforced by presence rather than speeches during peaceful evenings at home. Resilience can sometimes be demonstrated by getting out of bed. At moments, it appears as though they are sobbing together on the couch. According to reports, Clarkson exemplified that fact with extraordinary grace. Supporters take note of the difference during the holidays. Longtime admirers noticed little adjustments. Clarkson was less visible in public, and when she was, her energy was more subdued and contemplative. Fans mostly reacted sympathetically, rather than encouraging conjecture. Many people praised Clarkson's decision to put family before society's expectations and shared their own experiences of coping with bereavement over the holidays. Her quiet season struck a profound chord in this way, even in the absence of words. A fresh phase of recovery. According to insiders, the mending process is still going on as the holidays draw to a close. Loss doesn't go away on its own like a page in a calendar. However, it is said that Clarkson's consistent presence has provided her kids a sense of security and stability as they grow. Clarkson has also changed as a result of the event. According to friends, it strengthened her conviction that success is determined by how well you support those who need you the most, not by how much accolades you receive. Redefining strength throughout her career, Kelly Clarkson has sung about overcoming adversity, surviving heartbreak, and finding hope. She experienced those themes in the most intimate way conceivable throughout this holiday season. She showed a strength that doesn't require a stage by prioritizing empathy over performance, privacy over visibility, and motherhood over momentum. The holidays might not have been ideal for her kids. However, they were full of assurance, love, and honesty. And occasionally, that's the best present a parent can offer. Going ahead, Together, it is anticipated that Clarkson would progressively resume her public roles as the new year progresses. However, many who are close to her feel that this season will make a lasting impression, deepening her understanding of appreciation, loss, and family. There is no denying the pain of the loss. But in the midst of that suffering, Clarkson taught her kids a valuable lesson. They are not alone, even in the most trying times.